Hey, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while now, and it's regarding the sentiment or the idea that if you're bad at a game, it means you suck. You know what I mean? Like, it means you suck at the game. Now, I believe this sentiment. I do. The title, trust me, I don't hate Call of Duty. That's just a title, but a lot of people act like this, and to mine the best of what I've seen, for the most cases, it is true. It usually is the case. Now, not all cases. There are tons of people who are really good at Call of Duty or really good at a game or whatever, and they still don't like it. That happens for sure. But for the majority of the amount of time, it's usually people who are just not good at the game, and that's why they hate the game, or that's one of their main reasons for hating the game. And I wanted to discuss this because a lot of people have, obviously their opinions on Call of Duty, whether it be positive or negative. But I feel like a lot of the opinions stem from, well, which game am I the better at? If I'm better at this game, I'm going to like it more. And if I'm not good at the game, I'm not going to like it. That's how a lot of people are, instead of trying to learn the game and trying to get better. Now, would I put the whole blame on the player? No. Because if you don't like the game, there's got to be something that doesn't make you want to get better. Because, for example, Mortal Kombat. I got Mortal Kombat, got my ass tossed by my friend for days, for weeks, could never get better than him. But the game was so fun, and it always brought me back to wanting to play more, and I wanted to get better. I wanted to be able to beat him. That was kind of like a motivation, so it made me want to play the game more. But I feel like for Call of Duty, it was like that in the past. I feel like a lot of people did want to get better, so even if they sucked, they still enjoyed the game. But in current Call of Duties, I don't feel like that's the case anymore. Like, I feel like if people suck at the game, they just stop playing. Only the people who are really good still play. That's why I feel like when I get in lobbies, they're so much more sweatier than they used to be in the olden days. I remember in the olden days, I used to be able to drop crazy amount of kill chains because most people sucked. And now everyone's like really good. And that's kind of the reason why Call of Duty's been a little bit more difficult for even the people who are really good at the game. Not saying I can't get my good games here and there, because I do definitely get my good games here and there, but that's just because I'm a good player compared to most, at least. So I want to bring this up because people have been ranking their Call of Duties recently with the whole tier ranker, and I feel like a lot of people rank the Call of Duties based on how good they were at the game. They put the game they were best at top, but the game they were worst at on bottom. That's kind of what people like to do. Now, I'm not saying that's for all cases or that's the only factor they're including, but I think in the back of their head, that's kind of something they have to think about. And I'm not going to be biased. I'm not going to be, hypocrite here. I do the same thing. Sometimes there's certain Call of Duty games I think are better because I'm really good at them. That's why I love Black Ops 3 so much, because I'm really good at it. It's one of the main reasons I love that game so much. Black Ops 2, I'm really good at it. It's one of my favorites. But then a game like Modern Warfare 3, which a lot of people say is really good, personally, I never really found that much fun in it. And I think that might stem from the fact that I'm just not very good at Modern Warfare 3. I never was very good. I always kind of did shit. Well, not shit, but I never really did amazing. I can get good gameplays here and there, but nothing incredible on Modern Warfare 3. Unlike, Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3, where I can destroy. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite here and act like it doesn't happen to me, but I'm just saying it's not fair to judge a game based on how good or bad you are. That's kind of what the point I'm trying to make here. And also trying to discuss the fact that it doesn't always mean you suck at the game. There's a lot of games out there that I've always wanted to get better at. Like I said, Mortal Kombat. Rainbow Six Siege is one of them. I wasn't that good when I first got it. Now I'm actually really good at the game, and I really love it. I think Call of Duty has definitely tried to make the game more attractive to players who aren't good. So that's why I always get confused as to why none of these systems have worked. For example, supply drops. Yes, the original idea for supply drops was because they wanted to award people something, no matter what they do, no matter how good they are, no matter how bad they are, they want to award them with something. And they didn't want their award to be given to them because they're good. They want it to be given to them based off of complete luck. You get reward no matter how good a player you are. It doesn't matter. You're going to get an award, and it's going to give you something. That's kind of a way to get people who aren't very good at the game to kind of want to keep playing, because they know they're going to get rewarded no matter what. Then they have stuff like specialists, which gives you abilities that you earn for free, basically. You don't really have to do anything. Obviously, if you get kills, you earn them faster. So if you're not a good player, you're not getting kills, you're not going to earn it as fast as somebody who's better at the game. We've seen this specialist system a few times in recent CODs, so it makes sense. And then boost jumping, which you might not think boost jumping is something that to help the shitty players, but it makes people in the whole community have to learn how to use the movement system differently. Like everyone got used to drop shotting and jump shotting and all these different things. Now we have to all learn a brand new movement system in Advanced Warfare, so we're all on the same page rather than being split up by the people who have been playing for a long time and by the people who just started. So those three things right there, which are arguably the three worst things in Call of Duty, arguably the three most hated on things in Call of Duty, arguably the three most frowned upon things. Like if any of those three things are in any Call of Duty game, it's automatically a hated Call of Duty. And it's like a plus if it's not in the game. Like people are just ecstatic if none of those three things get into the game, basically. But yet there are the three things that were included just to help the shitty players. But at the same time, there's tons of people leaving Call of Duty for the simple fact that they're just not good at the game anymore, and therefore they don't have fun. And the reason why I see this a lot is because my friends, they don't play Call of Duty with me anymore. I play by myself now. That's really all I have to do because they just don't enjoy the game. And I always wonder, well, why? And then I get them to play back. I get them to play every now and then. I get them to play like a game or two of multiplayer or Blackout or Zombies. And they enjoy the game when they're doing good. Like if they're getting a lot of kills in multiplayer, or they're doing some really cool Easter egg stuff in Zombies, or they're winning a game in Blackout. They're having a good time. But once they die in Blackout, once they go negative in multiplayer, once they go down in Zombies, then they start to say, wow, this game's garbage. I don't like this. There's a difference between not having a good time and saying a game's garbage. Saying a game's garbage just because you're not good at it is just not an accurate way to describe a game. It's just not. Like if I'm bad at a game like Destiny, for example, I tried Destiny. I was terrible at it. And that's not why I stopped playing. It was mainly because I was not interested in it. There was other parts of it that I just had no interest in. And I ended up just not wanting to do it. And I want to say it again. I know it's not always because you're bad at the game. That's not always why people don't want to play the game. There's a lot of people who are really good and they still don't like this game. And I don't think Black Ops 4 is perfect. There was this recent update that just came out yesterday, which I think has a lot of things wrong with it. And just there's so many things that this game is doing wrong. And I think a lot of the problems come from the fact that Activision is just down their throats, basically, for most of these things. And I think Treyarch's just in a bad place. I think they have a low amount of people working on the game. I think they're having trouble with all sorts of things. So, I don't like to judge some people on things that maybe are out of the control, or maybe we have to cut them a little bit of slack because there's a different story behind it that we just don't know the full story on. That's why I've been supporting Black Ops 4 for so long. Because regardless of the microtransaction systems that people might not like, regardless of the lack of post-launch content, which I wouldn't say it's a huge lack, they've been definitely giving us a decent amount of stuff. It's not as crazy as it was maybe in past years, but it's still a decent amount. But regardless of that, regardless of the fact that a lot of this game is, reusing content from Black Ops 3, regardless of the fact that some modes and some game modes are having some balancing issues, regardless of the fact that Zombies has just completely changed exactly what I loved in Zombies, one of the best parts of it, and it's kind of made it completely different. Regardless of all of that, I still have a good time. I still think it's a well-made game. I still think the game is beautiful looking. It's got good mechanics. Some of the balance is really good for multiplayer specifically. Blackout, the map's huge. The map's really fun. They added Alcatraz, which is awesome. The supply stream is pretty generous of a system, in my opinion. I don't think their other microtransactions are, but the supply stream is. I gotta cut them some slack in some areas, because just blindly hitting a game is just something that is not healthy. It's not good for you. It's not good for the developer. It's not good for anybody. I think we can all learn something from the fact that Call of Duty is a different game, and you will not be able to relive the experiences you had in the past. You will not. There is no way in hell you will be able to relive these same exact experiences you may have had when you were a kid and you played Call of Duty. People are always saying, I wish it was like the good old days. Well, you know what? It can't be. No matter how perfect they make a game, no matter how similar they make it to a past COD, you're not going to be able to relive those experiences the same way you did. You have to learn to forget about the past and stop trying to relive experiences. You have to start trying to live new experiences. That's a quote I live by, man. Because People are just trying to get the same experiences they had back in the day. Don't do that. You're not going to enjoy the game if you do it that way. That's the same for movies and shows. Don't try to enjoy them like they were, how they were back then, because they're different now. Things have to change. They have to innovate. They have to be different. Obviously, in some cases, I don't want it to be that different, but in some cases, it kind of has to. So you have to learn to try to make new memories, and you can't do that if you're just not having fun. So if you're just not having fun, then maybe it's just not the game for you. Does that make the game trash? No, it just means the game's not fun for you. So you have to just go try a different game out. Don't go trashing Call of Duty. Don't go on their Twitter page, on YouTube comment sections going, oh, you're stupid if you like this game. This game sucks. No, maybe you just don't have fun in it. Maybe you're just not enjoying it as much as you might have enjoyed other games. And maybe there's just no way you can find a way to relive, or not to relive, but to make new memories. Maybe there's no way you think you're ever going to enjoy this game. Then just don't play it. And if you're going to play it, give constructive criticism to the developers. Be nice. Be respectful about it, though. Don't go on their Twitter page saying, you suck, you're terrible, you're the worst developers of all time. How is that going to help anybody other than being a goddamn troll? It's not going to help anybody. It's just going to become problematic, and you're just going to be like a toxic douchebag, basically. I think I needed to make this conversation, this rant. I need to get this off my chest because with recent days especially, man, people are just really hyped for Modern Warfare 4. But I know it's going to be the same shit. And when I mean the same shit, I know it's going to be the same shit with the community. Not with the game. I think the game will be just fine. But the community, it's going to be the same shit. The game's going to come out, first few days, people are going to love it. People are going to absolutely love it. And then there's going to be one thing that happens, one update. They're going to add supply drops or something. They're going to add a microtransaction system. They're going to add, I don't know, there's going to be one unbalanced gun. Oh, they're going to have 2 weeks, God forbid, 2 weeks without new content. And the game is going to be bashed beyond repair. It's going to be one of the most hated games, just like Black Ops 4 is, of all time. It's going to be, no matter what. People are going to be like, why is it even Modern Warfare 4 if it doesn't even, it's not even as good as the other ones or whatever, because they're just trying to relive old experiences. Now, I have no problem with them calling these games Modern Warfare 4, Black Ops 4, because it's for marketing purposes, that's it. I know it is. I'm not trying to relive old experiences, though, so I don't really need all this, nostalgia thrown at me. Nostalgia's great, I love it. But nostalgia only goes so far. Nostalgia should be an extra factor that adds on to a game. It shouldn't be the core thing that drives the gameplay. You know what I mean? That's an important thing, I think. Throwing OG stuff, that's fine, but it should not be just OG stuff, is what I'm trying to say. But I think Call of Duty is going to do just fine. If I still have fun with it, then I'm going to enjoy it. I think Modern Warfare 4 is going to be just fine. But in terms of the community, I know it's not going to be just fine. I know people are going to still bash it. I know it's going to be the same thing. People are going to be saying, you know what? Black Ops 4 wasn't all that bad. Let's go back to that one because it's what people just love to do. And it drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely nuts because I just want to see positivity, right? Negativity where it needs to be, just not in a horrible and disrespectful way. If you're going to be negative about something, be nice about it. God damn it, just be respectful. Give them constructive criticism. There was this nice conversation between Prestigious Key and David Vonderhaar on Twitter just yesterday. They were talking, he was asking him about the sniper, which I have no idea how the hell David Vonderhaar replied with, I have no idea about that sniper. What? I'm trying to be respectful here, but you're telling me you work for this company. You're the head of the Blackout team. And there's a new weapon that's been in the game files for about a month or two. And you mean to tell me you have no idea what's happening with that gun? What? I mean, maybe I can cut him some slack. Maybe he was just not trying to say anything that he wasn't supposed to, but you could have just been like, oh, I'm not allowed to speak about this or something, instead of just saying, I have no idea what that is. Like, what? I need to look into it? Bro, you're the head of Blackout. Whatever. That's not me being mean. That's me just being confused. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about this conversation in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.